Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morgandy at the Melbourne Cup winning trainers premises, Mr. Darren Weir, and apart from the birds that are singing in the background, not a horse inside it, not a staff member inside, Peter.
No, I reckon if we're here at 7 o'clock in the morning, we wouldn't be here where we are. We'd be getting knocked over by staff and horses, but yeah, very serene, quiet and cool.
Nice introduction today, Peter, with Tennessee Gold, the unraced long road filly there, just coming out of the box and going onto the walker, and nice little bit of vision of her jump out the other day. I'm not sure if we should tell them which one she is because the owners might get upset, but all I'll say is she might have been a little bit back and she might have been hitting the line, and you might just have a look at her at Colac next week in the official trials. But we've got a few horses going down there, Pete, but
yep.
We've got to wind the clock back a week.
Back a week and about 15 runners ago, Darren, and unfortunately
not a winner amongst them.
No, but a few seconds.
Well, see, when I go away, Liz and I went over to the New Zealand Ready to Run sales last week, as probably most of you know. Left Peter in charge, and he could manage a few seconds, but now we're back. I think we'll turn that around next week. But Pete, what happened last Friday?
Well, we had the last Angel run second at Kyneton. Another honest effort.
She goes good, the last Angel. She's going to win a maiden, and she'll win a maiden probably a 62, and that'll probably pull her up, but she's honest without winning.
Yep. And we had the Valley that night. We had Intravenous and Social Media. Intravenous again was good with a fourth.
I didn't mind her run. I thought Michelle rode her a lot better, just posied her up and got her in a good spot, but we copped a little bit of interference. Well, maybe the horse overreacted to the eventual winner coming out. There was no contact, but might have just lost our momentum a bit. But Intravenous is going to win one of those Moonee Valley races. Social Media, that was a total forget job. He missed the start on her. He tried to go back on her. She resented it, over-raced, and yeah, forget it. She went round, I say.
Yeah, no, for sure. The winner in Intravenous' race, obviously, probably a class above, but she finished with the rest of the field, like I said. Apart from buffeting on the turn, she probably should have rode second. We then had a busy Saturday, Ballarat Cup Day, which was a fantastic day in itself, but not so much for ATB runners. But in saying that, we probably went there not expecting them to win, but hopefully to run well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, there turned out to be a little bit of track bias on the day, and I don't think that was anyone's fault that some rain, fell that wasn't forecast after they watered the track, and it's just a shame it happens on these big days. But this Victorian weather is out of control at the moment. We're just not sure what's going on every day. So
yeah.
I don't know. We had quite a few. Where do we start?
Long time. She ran 7th. Didn't have a lot of luck in the barrow. We tried to go forward, but she got stuck out. She
got posted wide, Pete. I thought she did well to run 7th. She wasn't beaten that far, and I'm sure at her next run or two she'll be winning a race.
Yep. Chloe Anna was given a box seat run, boxed on okay for 5th.
Yeah, once again 2300, hard to make ground. Probably rode a little bit too close, but her run was okay. Probably changed the rider next start after his post-race comments, so we'll go down that line.
Yep, Broadway in first. Solid effort from the gate. Had to do a lot of work, punching the breeze. Was there till 100 and just got tired late, ran 6th.
Yeah, probably another one we fell into the trap of trying to take him out of his comfort zone and ride him forward on the track bias, but as it turned out in that race, the winners come from well back.
Yeah.
And look, he was under the pressure on the corner, but stuck it out good to the last 100. Look, we still think he's a city class horse and a nice horse. He's still learning his trade. Michelle was pleased with him, and I'm sure he's one to follow.
She suggested maybe a little gear change, with blinkers maybe, just to help him focus, but that was...
Well, she's gone on holidays now, so we're not really interested in what she thinks.
Rightio, Rating Meteor, he actually ran pretty well for sixth in that the 3-4-year-old version of Magic Millions.
Yeah, well, it was a very good race, and Mert the Flirt smashed him again 2 years in a row. We finished a couple of lengths behind it. I thought his last 100 was okay. We've had a feeling that he might get out to further, Pete, and the analysis you did on the gold mine system suggested he could get out to 1400, so we'll probably try him over 12 or 1400 and see if Matty Williams can get him back in the winner's circle.
Yep. And the last bloke had a gear change. He went out with binoculars on just so he could actually see the field. Clairvaux, poor bloke had trouble keeping up.
Well, look, once again, he's a get-back run-on horse. Didn't suit him on the day. Probably treated like a paid trial. And, we got his first up run underway, and, it was a strong field. And, I think he's in for a good prep, and we'll get him out to his right distance, and he'll be back into the city next start, and he should be running particularly well, probably third up.
Yep, he certainly looked well, the big fella. Also that day we had up at Toowoomba, Girl Say first up. She ran on well from back in the field to finish fourth.
Yeah, she did run a good race. Look, last prep she was immature and raced like it. She had a good spell, and Trevor Bailey's been saying she's come back a much better filly, and I think all the owners saw that on Saturday night when she was slow away, run off her feet, but green in the straight, but did make up many lengths, and she'll be one to follow when she gets out over a little bit further.
Yep. And also we're in Sydney at Rosehill, where Weir was second up and ran home late well to finish fifth.
Yeah, look, that's just a forgive run again. They tried something different there, Peter and Paul Snowden. They wanted to just ride him a little bit more handy to the speed. He hasn't had many runs. It was only his fourth run in his life, and they wanted to ride him a bit closer, but that just got him overexcited, got him pulling, and then he couldn't finish off really that well. He did get home good for fifth, but Peter said nah, blamed himself, won't be doing that again. You'll see him jumping out, going back, and
just riding him cold.
Let him hit the line, but he's a class horse, and he's still on track to go to the Gold Coast in January.
I think they had a 1300 picked out, it must be next Saturday, so we look forward to that. On the Sunday, Liz went to Kilmore, and we were so close to a couple of winners, but we ended up with a third with Shiny Lass and a second with Tintaglia, both a little bit unlucky.
Well, Shiny Lass should have won.
Should have.
Should have won, clearly. Just in a good spot. Dean made a decision to go the inside, the gap closed right at that point. Then he had to jam back, pull out and go around him, and she did hit the line good. Yep. It was a very pleasing but frustrating run, but she's got back me next start all over her. The other one, Tintaglia, ran second. It was probably her, I think that's her best run this time. She settled well, she travelled good. Harry gave her a very good ride, Harry Coffey, and she's another one that, she's ready to win. You can see she's ready to win, and we just got to get her in the right race and have a bit of luck.
Yep. From there, I went down to Warrnambool, where Escape the Rain debuted, and an even run, but obviously a little bit more time and distance will be the go there with her.
Yeah, it was a pass mark. We didn't go there thinking she could win first up. She's a 1400, 1600 horse, and she raced like that. She was green and new and didn't really have great acceleration, but Darren wasn't totally unhappy with it. I think we just want to see her step up in the next couple of starts, and I'm sure she will.
Yeah, her last 100 yards was, pleasing. She hit the line. Bendigo, you went there, and again, my obsession, another second. I was 24th of the season to go with their 16 wins. So she was terrific. Harry rode her really well.
Well, for those who were in Victoria on Wednesday, it was a shocking day. About 34 degrees, 90k hour winds, and we got up to Bendigo, and look, we didn't have great expectations for my obsession. A pass mark would have been to run in fifth or sixth. Just getting home nicely. She was a run underdone, but she ran enormous. She missed a bit of work, and we walked away. Look, you're never happy to get beat, but just to see what she'd done off that prep was outstanding. Harry gave her a good rut, and look, we know she's got a lot of improvement in her, and gee, if we get her on the right track next start, she's another one that can win, and I think I've said that 3 times already.
I reckon the old saying, the foot on the till, I reckon we got 3 with the hoof on the till.
Yeah, we have. So she's one of them, but she was very pleasing.
Yep. And Linda Doom was the other, ran 5th and ran on well from after settling well.
Just got too far back. They went hard early, and then we ended up last, and then they jammed the brakes on, and it was sort of a sit sprint, muddling affair, and she got over racing a little bit, and then she made good ground, good solid ground to hit the line. But once again, we went there hoping she could run midfield. She's probably a runaway, and once she gets out to the 1600, whether it's next start or start over, she's going to win a couple of races, there's no doubt.
For sure. That covers all our runners.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the 15 we had. And obviously, like you said, there's a few that are, well, most ran well, but there's a few that are really, next start, or if not.
I think out of last week, Peter, obviously the Last Angel's knocking on the door to win a maiden.
Yep.
Long time's not far away. Broadway and First will win the right race. Raining Media's got his foot on the till. We're sure he's going to win a race. Girls say he's going to win shortly. Shiny Lasting Tagler is going to win shortly. Night Session's going to win shortly, so we could easily have 6 in the next week.
We had 6 winners in October, only 1 in November, but I'd like a dollar to say we might have 6 or 7 in December, if all that form holds up and they all run to form.
But we've got no more runners in November.
No, we've got a couple. We may end up with... Yeah, I'm not getting ahead of myself.
We only had 1 winner in November. It was the right one, though.
Yeah, it was a fairly handy winner, wasn't it, Dan Dino?
It was a good winner.
Yes, excellent. Runners to come. Now, we've got a horse, Grand Arrow, that's gone over to Damien Batters, having his first runner for us. In a 1200 metre maiden with apprentice Crystal Bishop riding.
At Clare.
At Clare.
On Sunday.
You going?
No, that's your territory.
Yeah, we'll get Rex Airlines going again, I think. My territory, it's about a 16-hour trip.
I've got $20 for your fuel bill.
Righto, I'm off.
Look, this horse was obviously ex-Darren Weir, and it's gone over to South Australia in an easier grade. He kept getting balloted out here in Victoria, and very frustrating, so we've elected to take him over to South Australia and try him there. Look, Damien's happy with him. He doesn't really know a lot about the horse, but he thinks that he's going to run really well. Top 5 chance, wouldn't surprise him if he snuck into a place, but you'll learn more about him this week, and we all know he needs a little bit of ground, so we're treating it as a bit of a trial and a look and learn.
Yep. Same day, but back in Victoria, is You Can't Beat over the mile again at Swan Hill.
How long does it take you to get to Swan Hill?
3 hours.
Oh, is that all right?
Three and a quarter.
Oh, we'll enjoy the drive, good. You Can't Beat, how far's he run that?
16, Dean Yendall, married 6.
Well, his run wasn't that bad last start.
Beaten 2 and a bit, yep.
He's just learning, he's got a bit to learn, I'll put it that way. I think he'll run a place.
Yeah, Darren Weir thought that Dean might have been a little bit anxious, a little bit early.
Went too early?
Yeah, so big straight there at Swan Hill.
He went early, Yendall. Yendall's got off and said he needs 2,000. Weir said he went too early, sticking to 1,600. Let's see who proves right in the long run. Place chance.
Place chance. Hamilton Monday, 3 runners.
You'll be there?
Yeah.
Backyard. Home ground.
Half an hour from home territory. Yeah.
Home ground.
There's a special there.
You better get a winner, boy.
Special.
Don't tip nothing. You haven't tipped anything any good for us.
Well, Chloe mentioned earlier, but she's drew barrier 14. Shoddy lass. She's just got to nearly win that.
Who's riding?
Dean Yendall.
Dean, go to the outside. Don't go inside. Don't do a Brad Will or a Michelle Payne, please. She should be winning.
From the chute there at 16, they've got a run of 800 metres.
Should be winning.
Yep, should just win.
Next.
We've got 2 in the one race. Another one will run well. Schwazons and Coyoteca are in the same 1,400 metre benchmark 64.
Weir versus Williams.
Yeah.
Schwazons was really good first up. You'd be surprised to know she ran second.
Again?
Well, she's got to be a good chance in this grade. And Coyoteca?
Yeah, third up.
Good run. Last start.
I'm trying to think. I remember the bad run at Swan Hill. She went ordinary.
Don't worry about that run.
The one before was okay here at Ballarat.
Not much between these 2 horses. I reckon Schwartz thinks he's ready to win, and I reckon Coyoteca will be ready to win after this run.
Yep. I'm pretty well with you there. That's all we have, now we've got quite a few that are going to be nominated over the next few weeks. Girls say, we spoke about
Wednesday?
Yeah, Ipswich.
Hard to beat.
Yeah, good barrier there, it should be hard to beat. Wednesday, now Intravenous has been nominated for, or will be, for Sandown, that's an 1800 fillies and mare. But also the Friday following, there's a 1600 similar to what she's been running in. So we'll just stay tuned to see what decisions made there.
Well, Michelle Painride's there, and I think she's away on leave, so we better get a good rider.
Righto. And then on the Thursday, Manor Trust and social media will both be entered for races there. Now, Manor Trust trial day card won the other day, so he'll kick off his prep there, and social media.
Social media
back an easier grade.
Well, she just needs to be allowed to roll along and not be pulling. Manor Trust first up. He won first up last prep, and hopefully can do that again.
Yep.
And then I think on Saturday, what are we looking at? We're looking at Firehouse Rock.
We're sure up Sydney.
We're sure in Sydney.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, following week I know Arizona Girl Trial well, and she'll head to Terang, I think it is.
Shh, don't tell everyone.
Alright, she trialled ordinary. She won't go to Terang.
Helmet Stammer trial at Flemington this morning. I went down.
Yep.
Very impressive. One more trial next Friday, and
Craig Williams is happy.
she'll either go to the paddock or she'll go to a race.
Yep. And just others, Abasso's ticking over nicely at Wallows, and Falago kicked off with a trial at Waterville. He's going along nicely, and the likes of Imaging and Edge of War are back in the Weir barn.
A lot of horses back in work, Pete. A lot of horses in pre-training.
Yeah, so
who's your knock of the week? Who are you going to tip that can't win?
I just think Shiny Lash just got to win it. So
on behalf of Australian Thoroughbred Bloodstock, I'd like to apologise to all the owners that he's just put the knock on your horse. I think there's a number of horses there that can be winning over the next 2 weeks, and I think all those horses that have been unlucky and running seconds, I really do think, unless something goes wrong, December should prove a very big month for us. And I don't want to single one out because I think there's 5 or 6 chances there. And I think if they're placed right, in the right tracks, the right conditions and the right jocks, I think we can really have a big December. Might set a new record for a month, Pete.
And some nice little Christmas presents for everyone. It'd be great. Been a few asking about the Christmas party too, Darren.
Yeah, look, it was a really good day. Liz and I shared it. Look, we didn't have one this year. We just ran out of time, and unfortunately the venue we had booked this year in town couldn't help us in the end. So we'll do something in the autumn. I'm sure you've all got plenty of festivities lined up, but just didn't work out this year, and we'll see what we can do next season.
Yep. Just another thing, we're going through a website upgrade again.
Oh no.
So if for some reason you think you should have been getting an update and you haven't, let me know. But all things are looking good at the moment. The thing across nicely. But
I've heard it all before, Pete. Don't trust IT. You're in charge. If you got a problem, ring him. Not me.
What else we got, Dan?
What else? No, I've got nothing.
No. Master Craftsman come home. He looked good coming home from NZ during the week.
You got some footage of him? Let's have a look at him getting off the truck. Well, he's a nice horse you'd like to own.
Lovely.
Should have bought a share, Pete.
Well, I was going to mention it, and then you said he was sold.
He was sold.
So I might have to dig into something else.
We're working on a couple more stayers from New Zealand, and I'm sure you'll read about those in Peter's little newsletters and expressions of interests. And I can tell you there is one little bit more news, Peter, and that is today we're putting an offer in on a horse for the 2016 Darwin Cup. And stand by for expressions of interest, email to come out to you about that horse.
Going to book me villa up there for next August.
Well, if you do want to go to Darwin, I saw that villa Peter booked last year, and look, 25 of you can fit in there. Butlers, room service, the whole shooting match. So Liz and I'll probably go back to the same van. But, no, it's a great time in Darwin. It's great to get out of Victoria. So we are putting an offering on a stay in gelding today. Let's see if we get it.
That'd be great.
Well, until next week, Darren Dance, Peter Morganti, just enjoying life.